Hello and welcome to another Fermanagh Modelling Easy show. In the house tonight we have Steph.
Evening.
And we have Mark.
Evening.
What are we going to be doing tonight, folks, is talking about sort of like a new setup that we're going to be doing with the show. But first and foremost, I'm going to go around each of the modelers to see what they have been up to and what they're still cracking on with. So we will go to Mark first.
I knew you was going to say that. Good evening, Gary. Good evening, Steph.
Good evening, Mark.
Today I shall be carrying on with finishing the F16 1/32 Tamiya that I built for the 24-hour build. As you may or not have been aware, on the 24-hour build, I managed to get the thing fully built, the aircraft fully built, with the exception of the pylons and weapons. My main priority for the build was just to get it built. As I say, I did manage to get it built and started on the pre-shading panel lining. So for your delectation, I've just got a few decals to finish on it. So for your delectation and delight, it gives me great pleasure to unveil.
Whoop, whoop.
Put the light back on, your donkey's ass. Freak.
Right, language, Timothy.
Sorry. So yeah, that's how we are at the moment.
That looks stunning, mate.
Well, thank you. I did have there has been a slight issue with regards to the paint. Something's reacted not quite well, although I don't know how or as to why. Especially on the underside, I don't know if the camera would pick it up on the fuselage between the wings.
Oh, yeah.
For example, as you can see just underneath the wheel bay where it's out of the shadow.
Yeah, I can see that. It looks like it's orange peeled.
Yeah, sort of, but not quite as bumpy.
Mm.
So I haven't got a Scooby as to what's caused it.
Do a search for paint orange peeling.
Yeah, it may have been temperature-wise or whatever, because it was sort of dark. Right, it has been rather chilly up here when I've been spraying, but whether that's anything to do with it, I don't know.
Well, it were a wee tad nippy when we did it.
Yeah, but I didn't spray because it was pre-primed. I pre-primed all the panels before we started the build, so that was trying to cover one less area so that I didn't have to do.
Yeah. Okay.
So I haven't got a clue. But not only that, now having thought I'd lost all the polycaps, the large polycaps, to allow the tail fins to move, the engine and so on to be removable, I've had to do it so that I've had to weld the engine in, basically.
Oh, bloody hell.
And the bottom cover. So I did all that, got it all done, and then lo and behold, bugger me, pardon my French, I went and found said items.
Well, that's always the same, though, isn't it?
Yeah, at which point it was too late and I couldn't split the airframe back down to insert them. So, oh dear, guess what? I'm going to have to fork out another £100 odd to get another one of these so I can do it as I want. But no, I'm happy with how it's turned out. I am especially chuffed with how the cockpit turned out, considering that wasn't deckled, that was dab and dot. And I'm quite chuffed with how that's come out. I'll put pics up on the EC modelling site. So
nice.
But let me just try and wangle this around on the camera, but I don't think it will focus in. No, not
Yeah,
quite
you can
well
see
enough. Not quite well enough, I'm afraid, but I'll get some pictures and put them up on the Fermanagh site.
Cool.
No problem.
So yeah, other than that, a few issues with the decals. Quite surprisingly for Tammy, because Tammy would normally have quite a thick decal when it comes to doing the decals on these things. And they were actually, I'm surprised, as to be quite thin. So I did have one issue with regards the number on that side. The 3 went too soft, and as I was moving it into place, it tore and split. The I should say airframe 910379.
Oh, it says 2.
And it looks more like a 2.
Yeah. I tell you what, Mark, if you think those are bad, you want to see the decals I'm doing for this MPC Space Eagle. You can lift them up and you can see through them.
Oh, that Rizzler thin.
Yeah, no, thinner.
Oh, blimey. But yeah, that's where I'm on. So I'm just finishing off the decals, and then I can give it a final matte coat.
Nice.
Thank you very much.
So, Steph, what are you up to?
I am still working on the F-14. Loads of stuff done. I'm just about to put the cockpit together. So I just put the green on the clear green on there. Oh, give me a sec. And then change my camera. So I'm just finishing off the tub and getting that all put together. And then once that's all put together, I can then put the 2 halves together. I got to say, this Revel kit is a bag of poo. It's awful. Absolutely awful. The fit is terrible. So much fettling to be done. It's ridiculous. Can't believe I said I'd do this, but hey ho. These things are sent to triers, and I'm doing it for a friend of mine. So he wants the F5 Tiger, and I've got that ordered. So that's on its way. So when that gets here, I can do the old them giving the bird to each other. So what about you, Gary?
Me, I am still working on said Challenger. I've done nothing on it.
Show. Sorry, I wasn't quick enough. You were too quick for me there, mate.
I've really done nothing much more to it since Thursday, apart from stick on the decals.
Cool.
I have starting to work on the base here this evening, and hopefully tomorrow I'll be making some trees. Yeah, so that's where I am at the moment.
So is there anything you'd like to tell us, Gary?
Yeah, I was just about to go into that there when I read a few comments here first. Model making trucker. Hello all.
Evening.
Evening, Louis.
Model making trucker. That's nice, Mark.
Thank you.
Model making trucker. I spy a new model in the stash. No, you don't, Lewis. That's off topic at the moment.
Yes, you do, Lewis, and it's not off topic. It's just about to come on topic.
No, it's not about to come on topic.
Well, yes, it is. What's that behind you, Gary?
That there is a model kit.
Yeah. What, the M35A1?
Yeah.
And when did that come in?
This morning.
So the postie was good to you this morning, was he?
Yeah, very good to me this morning. But what I have to do now is talk about what's going to happen in the show, what we're going to be doing over the next weeks and months to come, is that staff, Dave Oliver and myself will be covering certain topics about model making, i.e. tools, face painting, uniform painting, and all that good stuff. Also, scratch building, terrains, destroyed houses, fences, telegraph poles, and stuff like that. There, so the first one will be starting now on Tuesday with staff on the Tuesday afternoon show. On Thursday, it will be myself, and then on a Saturday, it will be Dave Oliver. What we're going to be trying to do there is, over the next block of days, hopefully, is put up a planner, a month's planner, so everybody will know what is coming up on the show. Like Tuesday, Steph's going to be talking about his tool setup and all that there. Hopefully on a Sunday, but it'll not be happening this Sunday. Hopefully next Sunday we'll be also covering new releases, new kits, or doing an inbox review on the model kits that we have ourselves. So it's basically, we're going back to what the channel was started for, model making it, and to help veterans out. So we have certain new people looking in at it at the moment as well, from the National Health Service are looking our help as well. So we want to try to have a bit of a library gathered up, so we can steer them to the library that we will be starting, i.e. about certain tools. I might have stuff that staff doesn't have, vice versa. Staff might have stuff that I don't have, and Dave as well. So we'll be covering all that there. And if there's anybody got any questions, or would you like us to drop us a comment, or what you would like us to cover on the show, please let us know, and we will try our best to cover the topic. So that is what's coming up on the show. So has Steph or Mark any comments?
Yeah.
Not with that, mate. It's a very good idea. A very good idea.
Yeah. The reason we're doing 3 of us is because it then gives everybody. Oh my God, Mark, you're so bald.
You don't say.
Look at that. You should see what we can see.
I do.
And it's not pretty.
No. Yeah. No. What we're doing is we're doing this because it gives people different points of views, different ideas. You've got Dave, who is actually a professional modeler. He does it for a living. He does it for magazines and stuff like that. You've got Gary, who's beginner stroke intermediate, and then you've got me, who's an intermediate, but I'm a budget modeler. Dave will use all the expensive stuff, and I will use all the budget stuff. Dave will use, say, for example, his spaceship grime that you hear him talking about. Oh, that Gary's got. Yeah. I'll make my own. And I will go through how I make them, how easy it is. I'll go through things like making your own flock, making your own washes, how to use oil paints to make washes, things like that. My basic tool setup, how I make my own files. I don't buy files. I make my own. It's a lot cheaper. So I'll be sort of in between Gary and Dave. So you'll have a top end, low end, and me in the middle.
Mediate, yeah.
And me scraping the floor.
It's to help. There's certain people like the National Health doctors and nurses have been in contact with us to see can we help them when they come out of this pandemic, and obviously they're going to need a wee bit of help. And model making has been throughout there, and they've already asked us, can we do a wee bit with them? And I said, we'll see into it. But if we had sort of like a library already started up where we can steer them to the library, where they can sit down at their own leisure time and go through the library from tools right up to what, say, scratch building a house or destroyed house or a wall or sandbags and barbed wire and stuff like that. We could have it in a library where people can go in, anybody can go in, take a look at the library, see what they want to see, and sit back at their own leisure and time and watch us 3 boys, or 4 boys, or 5 boys making the things. So that's what's coming up this year on the show, folks. And if any of you out there who is watching us would like us to cover anything or like to see anything, please let us know, guys. And as I said, we will try our best to cover it for you. I have a few comments here to read. Simon Veach. Hey, nice tank, Gary lad. Thank you, Simon. Simon Veach. Tank looks great. Thank you, Simon. Model making trucker with 50 caliber gun. Yes, Lewis and Simon Veach. Loving your new models you got there. Thank you. Model making trucker. Face painting. I don't think you need your face painted, Gary. Oh, you're very funny, Lewis.
Yes, he
does. And model making trucker. Great idea, guys. Thank you, Lewis. So I will try now to get this camera switched around.
Yeah, because what we'll also do is we won't just be covering military stuff. It'll be all sorts of stuff, post-apocalyptic, how to paint your dragon. Do you want to join in that, Mark?
I don't do fantasy stuff.
Then
I have
join in. Step outside your comfort zone.
Well, this is true. This is true.
Yeah.
Because what I'm doing is I'm 3D printing a dragon for Gary and Dave. So this is the dragon 3D printing. Won't be red. So that's the dragon. So I'm just enlarging the screen so you can see it. There we go. So that's what I'll be 3D printing.
Oh, that's nice.
Sending them out to the boys. So if you want one, then that's the sort of thing we do.
That's not bad.
Also, Gary and Dave have asked me to also run through how to 3D print. So I'll go through that. Quick comment here from Lewis. Shiny cars. Haven't got a clue how to do shiny cars, mate. Above and beyond me. I've only ever made one car, and that turned out not very good. So that might be something that we could explore.
Yeah. I've made a few.
Oh, there you go, Gary.
And I hate them.
He's made a few.
It's all just trying to keep the channel, a wee bit more lively, cover more stuff out there. I've seen it there recently, especially last night on YouTube land. People going back to basics and covering certain things again. So I think it would be good for us to do that as well.
Yep.
Especially when there is people looking in at us, new members, stuff like that. And I know there's quite a few of them has never stuck a wee bit of plastic together, and it is very hard for me, especially in the current status of affair, to cover everything. It is, believe you me, folks, it is very busy over here with people looking at us and everything else, and it's hard to try to keep up with everything. So if we had it online where I can steer the people to go and watch a said video of tools, how to make stuff, as Steph said, there is own files and stuff, it would be great. So we're sort of just going back to basics, and starting from there. So as I said, if you'd like the model making trucker, I can get a QR and I can do it here on the show if you'd like that. So it's always something we can always look at.
Yep. Also, if you're interested in doing your own channel, give you a hand doing that for YouTube.
Me?
No, if anybody wants to start their own up.
All right. Start that panic drive enough on my plate. Especially sad woman left enough orders here today that the Sergeant Major wouldn't have done.
What do you mean?
This needs done, that needs done. Have that done before I get home from work. And you all think poor wee Julie's innocent?
Never said she's
Quiet.
innocent.
Well, she's not quiet. Believe you me, she's not.
She certainly got you wrapped around her little finger.
Yeah, but there's a method to my madness, Staff. There always
Yeah,
is.
and sorry, Gary. It normally starts with "in my defence."
Yeah.
Correct. I like the way you always think twice and I just get into trouble the whole time.
You do.
Gary,
Staff.
you should know by now. You're always in it.
It's only the depth that varies.
Exactly.
Yeah. Going to read a quick comment here. Model making trucker would be good. It would be good never done a shiny car, but something I would like to have a go at. Right, Lewis, I will get a car and I will do it off a Sunday show. Gives me another excuse to go and buy a model kit. Thank you, model making trucker. So
you don't need an excuse, Gary.
I do now. But I will get a car, Lewis, and I will do it on a Sunday show for you. I can blame Lewis, you see.
Well, why not? He did try and sell you a net.
Yeah.
Oh, no, he didn't try to sell you. He tried to sell Dave.
Oh, Lewis, that is on its way for you. Go read another comment here. A video how to purchase loads of models with your good lady, finding out getting dropped in it by your lovely friends on here. We do try, Lewis. We do try. Staff.
Gary.
For next Sunday, could you have a wee bit, done for new kits coming out?
As you've already asked me, and I've already said yes, I'll say yes again.
That's okay. I never heard you the first time. My hearing's getting worse. I'm sorry.
You asked me on Thursday night, and I said yes.
I couldn't remember if I did or not, you see.
Not only is he deaf, folks.
Yes. Finish it.
Do I really need to, Gary?
No, you don't really need the staff, no. Model making trucker. Thank you, Gary. Model making trucker. You making porridge, Gary? No, I am using plaster scene texture stuff. It's a nuisance. I don't like this stuff. I don't know why I bought it.
Have you not made your own yet?
No.
Have a look on my page. That's sculptor mold style stuff, isn't it?
Yes. Yeah.
Have a look on my page, and I'll show you how to do it.
No problem. So, did everybody have a good day?
Had worse, had better.
Okay.
Got the decorations down, all put away. Living room back to normal.
I'm going to read a comment here. Model making trucker. Can you do a video on how to make a dio of a wartime street scene with buildings that's been destroyed and the painting of it?
I do believe something that you mentioned, Gary.
Yeah. That.
Yes, you can.
Yeah. We will cover that, Lewis. Lewis must be like me, a bit stone deaf, or going to read a comment here. Model making trucker. Thank you. You're welcome, Lewis. Going to read a comment here. Sorry, what did you say, Gary? LOL, laughing out loud. Very funny, Lewis. I'm starting to get on to these stupid abbreviations or whatever they're called.
Acronyms.
That's the one. What's wrong, Mark?
So I'm just trying to put my jet down and realised it's not sitting right, and then I realised why. The tail's on the bottle of microset.
Well, don't let it drop.
Ooh.
Model making trucker. Acronyms, Gary. Yes, them, Lewis.
What were they, Gary?
Piss off.
All right.
Well, they weren't pit-offs.
Not a hope of my saying that word again.
What word's that, Gary? Well, as the host, you have to read it out.
I did read it out. Who's singing?
Not guilty.
Not guilty.
I think Gary's hearing things.
I know my hearing's bad, but it's not that bad.
Sorry?
No.
Checking.
Eh?
Just checking.
Going to read a commentary now. This is very funny of this man. Model making trucker. What word, Gary? Acronymism. That word, anyway.
Acronym.
That word. It's a good job I do, come on.
Why?
Because if I wasn't about, who else would you pick on?
Each other.
Away you go.
Well, we can't because we're both farmers.
And?
Just not the done thing.
Never stopped us in the past.
Mark, don't tell him.
Oh,
Go on,
sorry.
Mark. Go on, spill the beans, Mark. You've already started it. You might as well finish it.
No, what happened in the crew room stayed in the crew room.
Yep, especially for the smell of burnt rubber.
Definitely don't need to know that bit.
Or kicking the stacker because he's 8-bitted us at bloody uckers. Not that that ever happened to me, of course.
Oh, go on, Mark. Spill the beans. You just can't start a story and then not finish it properly.
He got his ass kicked at Uckers.
Sorry, Steph.
He got his ass kicked at Uckers. And
What is up?
now you're going to ask me to explain Uckers.
Yeah.
Uckers is a crew room version of Ludo.
It's Ludo with a mean twist.
Oh, yeah. Sucky backs.
Mixie blobs.
Give us a sec, guys. Just going to pop on mute.
Okay. Sounds very interesting, that there, Mark. All right.
Oh, it is, don't get me wrong, it is a good game. But
right.
There's a common misconception that if people are playing the game and they're either A, losing, or B, getting frustrated, they'll shout, "We need a rule check to make sure of the rules." And they'll shout, "Rule check," and then promptly upend the board, sending all the players' bits flying.
Right.
So that's how they sort of like, I won't say double check the rules, because it's not double checking the rules, it's them throwing the teddies out the cot.
Mm-hmm. And once they've done that, they call everybody Uckers.
Yeah. But there is a site on Facebook where you can get themed Uckers boards, proper Uckers boards, with bits of, instead of using sort of like spent ERU cartridges for the playing pieces, it is actually, as it was, cut up bits of broom handle.
Right.
It's about, if you want one with all sort of like station crests or whatever that you've served at, it's like about 80 quid.
Wow.
Yeah, but they are nice boards. They are really nice boards. There's even a plaque underneath for A, either the rules, or B, for 8-piece Dickens. It is a really top quality set.
Cool.
Did you see them cutting mats with the likes of a tank on it on aircraft?
Yes.
Where do you get them? I see Rob Tonks' one.
Well, give Rob a shout and ask him. Right, you managed to duck and dive it, Gary, but not any longer. What you been buying?
Nothing.
We know you're full of it, Gary.
Yeah.
I'm just interested in what you've been buying.
Nothing.
Okay, what has the postman been delivering?
Well, as you seen, he bought me the gun truck and the paint set today.
So what is that number what out of what?
I can't remember.
So what have you had over the past couple of days then, Gary?
What would I would have had? Let me see. Vietnam figures, a
What
gun
scale?
truck, and a Chernobyl set.
What scale?
All 135th.
No Huey?
No Huey yet.
Yet.
I was going to say, I
Yeah.
like the way you said yet.
Hmm. Yeah. Tell you what, it's really disappointing this kit is, considering the scale, it doesn't even have a HUD.
A what?
Head-up display, you know the clear screen that goes in front of the pilot that he looks through and he's got all his data on.
Yes.
They don't even have one of those.
Who made the kit?
Revel.
Not bad.
Going to read a comment here. Model making trucker. Just filling out the form to become a volunteer for Models for Heroes.
Good lad.
I'd like a word with you also, Steph, please, post-show.
Yeah.
Now it's serious.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was.
No. Basically, it's a request for the young gentleman.
What was that?
It's a request for the gentleman.
I think it was the young he was questioning.
I know it was.
Yeah. There's not one of us young anymore. Well, apart from me.
Oh, shit.
I'm only a wee spring chicken.
Yeah, that's rapidly lost its cluck.
Oh, I've still got my cluck.
It's not what you said the other night.
Well, apart from waking up a couple of times, roaring and screaming a bit, that's... We have 3 people watching. Tell us what you're all up to. What are you making? What are you having for tea?
You know what Gary's having?
You're dead right.
Big greasy kebab.
Yep.
You have it with garlic or chili?
Both.
Not fussy.
And then I'll suffer then with the hardboard. Get now. Davy McHenning. Hey guys, going to be spraying the tank tomorrow. I was going to prime it with black with a desert yellow top coat. What do you think?
Perfect.
I've I've seen guys using black and grey primer.
Perfect way to do it, Davey. But when you do it, make sure that you do. Are you using an airbrush? That's my first question.
I would say yes, clap one.
Right, with using an airbrush, what I'm going to suggest is getting close and do fine little squiggles all over the place in the base colour.
Mottling.
Yeah. What he said. And that will give you variation on the colour.
I'd agree with that. Oh, sorry, Steph. Carry
If you
on.
want to see a guy who does it really, really well, have a look at LPJ on YouTube. I think it's LPJ Models. He's really, really good at that. Also, Steam Geese is very, very good at that. Sorry, Mark, go. What were you going to say?
No, all I was going to say was exactly the same. With all due respect, if I may say, I wouldn't mottle it with the main coat colour. But yeah, he's got it bang on. Prime in black and then fine. Not rather than one heavy coat, lots of fine mist coats, and it will the opacity of the top coat will come through. So, in effect, you'll get the washed stroke, dirty stroke, panel lined look.
At the end of the day, Davey, have a look what's out there. Try yourself and make your own mind up how you want to do it. Different people do it different ways. And the fact that I've got 3 people here who do it completely different ways,
Yeah.
it just gives you that little bit of variation.
Ultimately, Davey, your model, your kit, your way. And that's how it should be.
Going to read a few comments here. Model making trucker had burgers with bacon and Stilton in them with chips and sweet corn. Julie and Gary Davis watching Mark's Arsenal not hit a barn door with a banjo.
Tell me about it. I've got it streaming at the side of me.
Oh, so we're that boring? All right. Have I done that? That would have been the correct right.
Oh. No, I didn't say you had, did I?
Well, there you go, Gary.
Steph?
Away you go.
No.
Why not? You just said, hey, well, you can't use that as an excuse now because you just refused to say anything.
Mark?
Yes.
Are we that boring that you have to watch football while we're on?
No.
That's good. That's all I needed. That's all I wanted to know. Going to read a couple of comments here. Jordy Moss, good evening, all.
Good evening, Jordy.
Davy McEhanning, thanks, guys. I want to make this one count. David, don't be panicking, son. All your models are good. I've seen your work. Nothing wrong with it. And Julian Gary Davis, not at all. Davy McEhanning, sorry, going to read a comment. Davy McEhanning, I just had steak, chips, onion rings, and peppered sauce with a lovely bottle of red. No modelling tonight. Oh, yes. Well, I would agree with that one, David.
Tell you what, Lewis's tea sounded nice. Nice, good, juicy Lucy.
The burgers with cheese. Yeah.
Oh, yes. Maybe with a pineapple ring as well.
No, you're sick.
How am I sick?
What you having to eat? A cocktail?
No. Going to read a comment here. Jordy Moss. Looking forward to your gun truck build, Gary. So my Jordy. I'm just waiting on a few more bits and pieces to come.
What gun truck, Gary?
The new one I got today, which everybody knows about. Ugh. Boys, get my bike. Going to read a few comments here. Model making trucker. Pineapple is wrong. No, it's not, Lewis. And Jordy Moss, it's not a burger without cheese. Correct, Jordy. So I take it none of yous had pineapple in your burgers before?
In a burger?
Yeah.
Never.
Oh no, it's nice.
Not the sort of thing I'm going to be rushing out to try.
But I would highly recommend it myself, personally. Going to read a few comments here. Davy McEhanning. It was always hard to beat a groggy's egg banjo after a long patrol. Oh, you're so. Oh, yes, Davy.
I think we can all agree on those.
Oh, yes. Model making trucker. It is hard. It's hard Stilton. Geordie Moss. I have it with lush. Aussies have a big slice of beetroot in theirs. That sounds nice too, beetroot. I'm waiting on it. Go on, you two. You do something. Go ooh or something.
No.
Nope, not going to say a word because it proves you wrong.
All right. All right, so. All right. I get it. Oh.
You're a bit frisky tonight, Gary.
Julie Owens. Good evening, gents. How are we all today? Not too bad. Ezekiel.
I'll say it again, Gary.
Sorry, staff. Ow, my finger.
I'll say it again. You're a bit frisky tonight, aren't you?
No.
Yes, you are.
Am I frisky?
Always having a go at us, trying to get your own back. What's going on?
Nothing. Nothing.
None.
Nope. Going to read two comments here. Julian Gary Davis, beetroot sounds better than pineapple. Davy McEhanning, we had the most incredible man called Pelly. He went out of his way for us. One often wonder where he ended up.
Playing football, Davy.
Oh no, baited a good egg bungee about 3 o'clock in the morning.
Oh yeah.
I think banjo when it was exercise index.
Oh yeah. And it was exercise donut as well.
Oh, that was the day before. We always had the donuts the day before we knew, so we knew when index was coming up.
No, ours were at the when we were in Germany. Ours came the day of the index.
No, we had donuts the day before, the penultimate day, and then as soon as the Uta went for index, that was it. Out came the egg banjos. Whoa!
And you've got donuts as well.
You only got egg banjos once?
Yep.
You poor thing. We used to get them every day of an exercise.
Lovely.
Oh yeah.
And you've got donuts.
Yeah.
Yes, Gary, we had donuts.
Wimps.
You're just jealous.
We were lucky to get rain stew when we finished an exercise.
Oh, bless. Well, you signed up.
Oh, but then of course your wee bodies wouldn't be fit to take that punishment. I forgot.
Probably not.
But we had good food.
Yep. Never claimed that I could take that punishment.
I'm going to read a few comments here. Lewis, hi Julie, how are you? Julian Gary Davis, I remember my first baking soda at Ballykelner. It kept me going for a week. Oh, they were some baking sodas down there. Oh, they were. Davy McEhenny, yolk running out. Oh, Davy, stop it now. And Mrs. Meyer, staff.
What?
That woman's name, I can't pronounce it. Now, I don't want to.
Myra Beavis.
Yeah, I'm jealous, Davy McEhenny. Julian Gary Davis. Did the butler bring the banjies, Mark? And
No, we had a
Julie,
backman.
Julie Owens. Hi, Lewis. I'm good, thank you. How are you? Sig Heil. Going to read a comment here. Davy McEhenny. Flyboys never got it in the field. Egg banjies. Good man, David.
Yeah, but the thing is, though, how would Davy know? He's a copper.
But they used to get the egg banjies when we used to finish.
All right, so they were crawling all over the back of the military.
Yeah.
They had the grunt sloppy seconds.
Yeah.
These are just jealous of the grunts.
We are that jealous of the grunts that we actually signed up for the Air Force.
Yeah. I'm going to read a comment. Lewis Williams. I'm okay, thanks. Back home with not so well as can be expected. Thank you. Julian Gary Davis. Had RAF catering in Norway the best staff?
Yep. But then we didn't see it as the best. We saw them fitters and turners.
We have 7 people watching. Thank you very much for tuning in, folks.
Hello, folks. Thanks for joining.
I'm going to read a comment. Gene McGuire, Gary Clive watching. How's it going, Clive? How's things today, old mucker?
Be careful when he says that. Clivey wants something.
That's my old body there now. So, how's everybody getting on?
All right, just doing some canopy masking. Hate it with a passion. Especially
Nice.
when you've got a canopy like this. But
Why, what's wrong with it?
you can't find the grooves.
Oh dear.
Those
Are you,
so crap.
are you using your wee torch technique?
I use the torch technique when I'm Oh, good Lord. When I've got a decent raised area, but this is just awful. Absolutely awful. Nobody guessing it.
Going to read a couple of comments here. Julie Owens. Hi, Clive. Hope you are well. What is she looking for? Davy McEhanning. Thanks, guys. Great. It's a great show in these strange times. Yeah, David. I do try to keep these two pair of boys in line, but you know yourself, how do you keep these boys in check? The RAF, it's a hard job.
It wouldn't be a hard job if it jumped up and bit you.
Oh, indeed, I would.
Yeah, whatever.
How you getting on, Mark?
Slowly but steadily.
You're just gone very quiet there.
Concentrating on these bloody decals, mate.
All right. Going to read a comment here. Davy McEhanning. Is Mark using an ultraviolet light for bonding? No, that's his. What do you call it?
Reflection of the head.
All right. What do you call them things you have, Mark?
What
Visor.
things?
That thing on your head, mate.
Oh no, it's just a magnifier. That's all. Allows me to see more easily.
Going to read a comment here. Julian Gary Davis. Hair. Now, that I did not say anything.
Yeah, thanks, Julian.
Certainly very little of it.
Oh, I know that.
Yeah. Just embrace the baldness, Mark, and get it over and done with.
I have done. I have done.
But that's only once every so often.
Oh well, I don't know if you've happened to notice outside or whatever, mate, but it's what they call a tad chilly.
That's not cold.
Not cold, because
That'll be a summertime, those boys.
Yeah,
Quit quit that jackal up there.
Thing is, though, Gary, have you ever worked in -40?
No.
Well then, Once you have, say something.
Going to read a comment here. Davy McEhaney had board too close. Had board too close.
Was it banging on the wall? Or was his missus squealing too much?
Don't know. Did you ever be in a foxhole with slow snushing ice up to your waist?
Yep.
When? How long did you stay in it for?
I think 6.5 hours.
7 days.
That's why I joined the Air Force, Gary. Well, you know what they say, Mark? You throw enough shit, some bound to eventually stick.
Oh yeah.
But then we're talking about Gary here.
Yeah.
What have you got planned for next year then, Gary, modelling wise?
I have. I'm going to do this Vietnam diorama. That's going to be my next one on scratch building houses and more terrain.
So when are we going to how to paint your dragon then?
Yeah. Well, whenever I thought we were just doing that on the show, how to paint your dragon.
Yeah, but I'm just wondering when, that's all. Just so I know when I've got to get them printed by.
What about for the middle of February?
Can do. Just do them on a Saturday.
Yeah, just do them on the Saturday show, you know what I mean? So
yeah,
we can show them what's how to do stuff.
Mm-hmm. 7:10.
What's on the card for the rest of the evening?
Good question.
Going to read a comment here. Noel McInpatrick. Hi everyone, running late. No problem, Noel. Thank you very much.
Hi, Noel.
Might sit back and watch that Tom Hanks one, you know, where he's the boat captain.
Oh yeah. We've
Sit back.
Sorry, Gary, go.
I might sit back and watch it tonight.
Why not? We've got into A Discovery of Witches on Sky One.
Yeah, what's that like, Steph? I seen it advertised there.
Just watched what about 3/4 of the way through the first season. It's really good. It's very interesting. It's about witches, demons, and vampires, but it's set in the modern day.
Yes.
I can't tell you anything because it'll spoil it.
Going to read a few comments here.
Yep.
Julian Gary Davis, careful Mark, Paul Honeyman, Noah McAfatrick, walk old boy, Lewis. Steph wants that little thing on your bench that says new on it. What is that, Lewis?
New there. New blades, fresh new blades. What I do is I open up my packet of Swan and Morton,
Yeah.
those, and I put them in there so I can get at them a lot easier. So just open it up, slide one out. I've just done my canopy mask.
Yeah.
And I always use a fresh blade because it's sharp. And
Yeah.
I'm also going to do some undercutting. So I always use a fresh blade when I'm undercutting.
Right. We have 8 people watching. Thank you very much, folks.
Hello, 8 people. How are you diddling?
Very nice of you all to tune in. I see we have a couple of new people watching.
Last one. Nope, I've got one more. Just
What's wrong, Mark?
nothing. I thought this was my last deck, or it wasn't.
Oh dear. Going to read a comment here. Jordy Moss. 1 inch dumbass stripped down my index finger. Bloody scalpel 3. Never learned. LOL. No.
I know what you mean, Jordy.
We've all done it.
Yeah. If you watch my latest video on my channel with the eagle, you can actually see myself drill my finger in slow motion. That was painful.
And you would have bled.
Say again, Gary.
I'd say you would have done some bleeding afterwards.
Well, I was a right bleeder.
Yeah. Going to read a couple of comments here. Jordy Moss. Plus the Capital Monster has the bit I was cutting off.
Never does any worse.
Going to read another 2 comments here. Noah McAfatrick. Glad to see you watching, Paul. Your day will come. Jordy Moss. LOL. That's now top of my to watch list.
Which one's that?
You drilling your finger, I would say.
Yeah.
We have 8 people watching. Thank you very much, folks. Nice to see we're getting a good response tonight.
Yep.
As I said, there's a couple of new watchers there.
Yep, if you just joined us, we're going to be going over basic stuff starting from next week. If there's anything you'd like us to go over, leave a comment and we will go over it. We're going to start with your basic toolkit and then we'll just progress through all the basics, building up to things eventually like how to build scratch build dioramas and street scenes and all sorts. And I hope you realise that it's putting us right outside our comfort zones as well, which is why
Good.
I like to be put outside my comfort zone. Don't like ending up in a rut. What about you, Mark?
I'm of the opinion, personally, that I stick to what I can be good at. It's not a state of wanting to be out of the comfort zone, so to speak. It's being afraid of making a crap job of it.
Okay, what about you, Gary?
No, I want to learn more. I want to progress that wee bit more this year. I know I've learned a lot over the last year from Malcolm, Dave, Steph, Mark. You know, I have learned a lot of different things, and I'm trying to put it all to good use. And that's why I want to learn more about scratch building, roads, rubble, destroyed buildings, doing stuff that I would never think of doing, like a dragon and things like that. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to doing what's coming up this year. Really, I'm looking forward to it. Going to read a quick comment. Davy Mackey Hanning, how's things in Southampton, Myra? Southampton? Nice. Going to read another comment here. Julian Gary Davis. Anyone build runways?
Yeah. Runways are pretty simple. You got rectangular shaped bits of concrete and that's it. Spray it grey, different colour grey, different tonal effects. You can stipple it using a brush and also stuff like this repair filler. Stipple it, give it the edges where the planks were on each one, and then just put little bits of grass in the corners, cut the cracks. Can do that for you as well if you want, but that will be later on. We're going to build up to stuff like that. What we want to do is give people the basics first. There's no point running before you can walk, because you won't do it, as Mark says, a good job. You'll end up doing a god-awful job, look at it and go, I can't do that. And it'll put you off the hobby.
Yeah.
As
Going to
I
read a quick Sorry.
Go on.
Now on you go, Steph.
No, go.
Going to read a quick comment here. Davy McHenning. Looking forward to the day Ramos. Julian Gary Davis. Thanks, Steph.
Okay.
On you go, Steph. Sorry for butting in.
I can't remember what I was going to say.
Sorry, I'll be honest.
Going to read a comment here. Jordy Moss. Are modern RAF runways still concrete? Question mark.
The runways are tarmac. The Perry track and everything else is concrete. So it all depends.
In contradiction to that, with all due respect, I'd say that when I was when Coltishall had theirs redone, the entire lot was tarmacked.
There you go then. All depends what area you're doing.
Yeah, definitely.
Going to read two comments here. Davy McHenning, looking forward to the time we can all meet up for a long weekend. That's keeping me going. Yeah, correct, Davy. Mark Wright. Hi, chaps. Happy New Year. First time been on for a while. Always seem to miss it. Must remember 5Ps. Jordy Moss. Thanks, Steph.
Okay.
And we have
Thought it was a 7Ps.
5Ps.
Well, ours was prior planning and preparation prevents piss poor performance.
Yeah, that's 7, sorry. And we have 9 watching us.
Cool.
Hello to the 9.
Yeah. Going to read a comment here. Mark Wright. Upavon is still a grass. Used to get the Hercules lantern quite often practicing. Mark Wright, sorry, it's the 7 X Squaddies Maz. Yoo-hoo.
It was actually.
Come on, autofocus.
What's up?
There
Oh,
we go.
that's better.
Lord. My autofocus is playing silly sods.
Doesn't want to play a game. Last half hour.
Well,
And we've still 8 people watching us.
fools.
Sorry, Steph.
I said fools.
Right.
And I'm making a noise. Is that all the decals on now, Mark?
It is. Just doing a swift bit of panel washing, just pin washing. Sorry, just to see how it takes. So I've only done a little bit of it because obviously I want to do. I want to reveal it. So
Going to read a quick comment here. Davy McEhaney, better than 7.
ha 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 ha.
Did you not pay your electricity bill, Mark?
No, it's the missus messing around. Because it were.
Mute.
Because it were effing you.
Sorry about that, folks.
Yeah, I've muted Mark. Yeah.
Up to 9 watchers now. Are you getting on, Staff?
Yeah, I'm fine.
You're very quiet tonight.
Yep, concentrating on that.
All right. We are up to now 10 viewers. Thank you very much for the 10 people that's tuned in. Thank you.
Yep, thank you very much, folks. Really appreciate it.
Yeah. Colin Patterson, very nice for you to join in, mate. How's things? How's life treating you? Going to read a quick comment here. Julian Gary Davis, are ICM sponsoring Newcastle, Mark?
Mark, don't forget you're on mute.
Yeah.
I wouldn't like to say.
Going to read a quick comment here. Davy McEhanning, panel washing, will it work over a whole model, or is it better doing a small bit at a time? Would you like to answer that first, Staff?
All depends what you're doing. It's relevant to the situation. I tend to do the whole vehicle and then take off what I don't want. That's how I would panel wash a vehicle. Something I am going to try is with my inks. Flood the area first with distilled water, and then
Yes.
do the inks, then do the wash on top of that, and then it will spread more naturally rather than having to push it around the place. That I think would work a lot better. So it's something I'm going to be trying for when I do the panel line washes.
Thank you, Staff. Mark, would you like to answer that question?
Well, personally, the only, as I said, the only reason why I'm doing this little section is because I want to reveal the aircraft and unmask it, so to speak. But again, for an aircraft this size, I would be tempted personally to do it section by section. If it was something 148, then have a bash all the way.
All right. I'm a bit like Steph. I would do the whole vehicle and take off the bits that I didn't want.
Mm-hmm.
That's the way I would do the panel line washing and stuff like that, you know, or wash over the whole vehicle.
Yeah.
Going to read two comments here. Julian Gary Davis, it's not the ICM kit manufacturer. Lewis, got to go now, guys. Need to go put makeup on for the crash. Oh, Lewis, you need more than makeup, son.
Enjoy the show, Lewis.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Lewis, for tuning in, mate. Very much appreciated. Going to read another comment here. Davy McEhanning, trying to get the tank looking used. We'll try the whole vehicle with it wet. Thanks, Staff.
Cool. Let us know how you get on with it, Davey, because it's something that I want to try. I've never seen anybody else do it, and it's just sort of thought, well, everybody's talking about glossing this and glossing that and doing the wash of that, and I thought, but it won't be natural. You won't get that flow to it.
Yeah, I know what you mean, Staff.
There you go, let's try it. Quick review. There's the eagle.
Going to read another quick comment here. Would Steph and Mark consider doing a 135th tank for us? We're going to be covering that later on, Davey. We will be making vehicles, 135th scale tanks and stuff like that. Unless staff would like to start one before that.
I've got my whippet. So looks how this works. So just brush some water all over it.
Going to read. Sorry.
There you go. See how it looks? Completely different to that will sit in the creases a lot better. And all I do is just
Going to read a quick comment here. Jordy Moss, looking good, Steph. Still can't find my Dinky's Eagle from the 70s. B and Dad's Loft, some wrote.
yeah. Okay, there you go. That's flooded with, that's what it looked like before. Then all I did was just flood it with water, put it on, and then just clean it up. So I'll probably do it with water from now on. Pop that back in its little hidey hole.
Going to read another comment here. Davy McEhaney. Steph, would you go to full screen and do another part?
Right, let's do the other side. All I did was just wash over the whole lot with water. No, not enough water on that. Get another brush. Sure. You get there's capillary action. There you go, Davey. There it works. So yeah, that putting water on it first looks to work a lot better. Just leave that to dry, because what I can do is take my new tool, my makeup brush. I got a load here. Lise gave me a load, and this lot just gently stipple it, chuck it around the place. Yeah, I'm liking the way that's going. That might be my way forward.
Yeah, I'm going to read out a couple of comments here. Julian Gary Davis, Eagle with Phoenix missile staff, LOL. Julian Gary Davis staff, is the Eagle already glossed?
No, that's wet. That's I haven't glossed that at all.
Right. And Davy McEhaney, thanks staff. Do you not clean it up too much?
No, what I'll do is I'd rather clean it up too much than not enough. I can always put more on. It's easier to put more on than take more off. The thing is, when you're doing stuff like that, you don't just do one layer. It's adding filter upon filter upon filter. It's like, for that, I'll do some oil washes on that, but that'll come at a later date. I'll go through oil washes.
Right then. For the moment, that 16 is done.
So look. Cool.
As I say, the weapons and pylons can be done at a slightly later.
Yeah.
This side, I've started to, as you say, pin wash panel line. And then it's a final gloss coat, which should be done tomorrow. Then final cleanup. There isn't much to whether I'm going to have to, as I say, well, there is, but I'm going to have to start studying a few YouTube vids with regards oils. But no, impressed with how it's gone together. And I like the fact that the canopy is smoked.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm going to read a couple of comments here. Julian Gary Davis, the black was ink staff.
You want me to answer because you said you're going to read a couple of comments?
Yeah, do you want to answer that one first, staff?
No, it wasn't black ink. It was black brown. It was a mixture of black and brown. 5 drops of brown to 2 drops of black.
Right. Mark, right. Thanks, staff. I always have trouble with the black lines. Never knew if I needed more or less. And Davy McEhannon, thanks, staff. That's enough to be going on with class looking aircraft, Mark.
Thank you very much.
If I can go back to what Mark has said, when you do panel lines, don't use black. Coming down to the scales, black is always, I've found personally, way too, I shouldn't say don't use it, it's your preference, but I found that using a black wash is too harsh, especially when you're doing something that's white. So I always make a dark brown wash, as the dark brown looks more natural.
Well, yes, that's what I'm using. floor is dark dirt.
There you go. Dark dirt, so it's dark brown.
Right, gentlemen, I'm going to knock it on the head as I am going to go downstairs, have myself a drinky, have a cigarette, and go out into the back garden and scream my head off because Arsenal have just taken the lead in the second period of extra time.
Cool.
So, and I shall see you all on the morrow.
Aye. See you tomorrow.
Yeah.
Stay safe, gentlemen, viewers.
Send
Happy
us a
night,
message.
guys.
Yeah. Send us a
See you
message.
tomorrow.
What you want, Mark.
Beg pardon?
Send us a message of what you want.
Yeah, will do.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Laters.
Right.
Later.
Bye.
Couple of comments. I'll sort these. Dave McAnny says, okay, what was the mix again? And Mark White says, cheers for that. Davey, this is what I use. Drawing inks, burnt umber, Indian black, 3 drops of burnt umber to 2 drops of Indian black, and that's it. If you have a look at the Budget Modeler channel, I go through how to make your own. It's no hard.
Thank you, staff. Going to read a couple of comments here. Mark Wright, cheers for that. Jordy Moss, bye, Mark. Mark Wright, thanks, Mark. Stay safe.
Well, I've done all I'm going to do tonight.
Okay. Do you want to end it here now, staff? There's about 8 minutes just left.
I don't mind, mate. It's up to you.
Yeah, we'll call it an evening, folks. Thank you very much for tuning in. And thank you for all the new people that has tuned in as well. Thank you very much. Your support is very much appreciated. If you could spread the word, what we're trying to do here for veterans that served in Northern Ireland. Before we say goodbye, going to read 2 quick comments here. 3 now. David McAhaney, thanks. Enjoyed the show. Thank you very much, David. Mark Wright, I've got the ultimate washes. Jordy Moss, thank you, gents. And Mark Wright says, thank you, gents. And Julian Gary Davis says, thanks, chaps. So it's thank you very much, folks, again. So it's a good night from me.
And it's a good night from him. Good night. Stay safe. Keep modelling.
Thanks, folks. Bye-bye.